2 weeks ago, the IMD issued a formal warning. Above normal heatwave days are forecast across large parts of India from March through May 2026. India recorded a 60% rainfall deficit this winter, one of the sharpest shortfalls in recent years. Every headline calls this a climate story. It is, but it is also something else, something the headlines don't say. Here is the framing that matters. Global temperatures are rising because of climate change. That is real, it is documented, and it is accelerating. Under current warming trajectories, more than half of the world cities expected to exceed 35 degrees Celsius for 150 or more days a year are located in India. But here is what sits on top of that. Cities don't just experience the same heat as the land around them. They generate additional heat of their own because of the materials they are built from, the water bodies they have destroyed, and the tree cover they have cleared. Concrete absorbs heat and holds it. Natural surfaces release it. A city built on concrete runs measurably hotter than the fields and forests it replaced. This is called the urban heat island effect, and the data for Indian cities is stark. An analysis of 32 Indian cities shows urban temperatures running 2 to 9 degrees Celsius above surrounding rural areas purely because of how those cities are built. In Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai, and Mumbai, that gap is between 1 and 6 degrees. So, climate change sets the baseline, and then the built environment adds degrees on top of it. Those additional degrees are not inevitable, they are a design choice. The mechanism is straightforward. Concrete and asphalt absorb solar radiation during the day and release it slowly at night, keeping cities hot long after the sun goes down. Natural surfaces such as soil, trees, and water bodies absorb less heat and cool through evaporation. That process of evapotranspiration alone can reduce ambient air temperatures by 1.6 to 3.3 degrees Celsius. When you fill a lake to build a mall or clear a tree line for a road, you don't just change the landscape, you remove the cooling infrastructure of an entire neighborhood. Between 2000 and 2015, built up area across India's largest cities grew by 47% in city cores and 134% at urban periphery, while surface water declined by 15%. More concrete, less water, and the cooling system stripped out systematically with every planning approval. In Delhi, the urban heat island effect reached a peak temperature differential of 8.3 degrees Celsius above surrounding areas. That is not weather. That is the built environment compounding an already warming climate. The cities now issuing heatwave alerts had master plans, they had zoning frameworks, they had development approvals. What they didn't have was any regulation on the ratio of green cover to built up area, any requirement that growth account for its thermal consequences. Climate change is a tide rising. Urban planning is the decision to build lower and lower as it does. So here is something I want you to do next time you step outside. Count the hard surfaces around you, the concrete, the asphalt, the paved driveways, the stone cladding. Then find the nearest tree, the nearest patch of open soil, and the nearest water body. Notice the ratio. The climate is getting warmer everywhere, but that ratio is why your city is getting hotter still. Now you'll never be able to unsee it.